Hello and welcome to the PHL on the Puck Hockey League Twitch channel. I am your host Jack. I'm here with my broadcast partner making his PHL broadcast debut. Give it up for Venom. Yeah, for sure. There are some great teams on the ice. The Hobart Bay Caribou are among the top of those teams, and they are currently, as the standings say, they're like right in the middle of the pack. But standings have not been updated in a few days, so we will see how their recent record shakes out to show how they have been playing as of late. Because both these teams have been hotter in the recent years. The Los Angeles Lions still the last place team in the prospect division of the PHL. If you'll notice, we have made some changes to the broadcast. We now have access to the mini map. If you will look at the top right of the broadcast, you can see an overhead view of all the players on the ice. It is the Hobart Bay Caribou in blue and the Los Angeles Lions in red. Those are the colors corresponding to those teams on the mini map. Of course, they're in their designated home and away jerseys. The Hobart Bay Caribou are hosting the Lions on this evening, as the start time was about 5 minutes ago, but we should be getting underway shortly. And I just want to know what's one thing you're eager to see in this matchup, Venom? And and I apologize as I have been experiencing some technical difficulties. We have not yet been able to hear from Venom on the broadcast. I will be fixing that now, and we should be ready to go momentarily. If you would allow me to switch this audio. And we should be able to hear from Venom now if I have fixed this correctly. I did not fix it correctly, so I will continue to work on that. And we should be able to hear from Venom now. And we still cannot hear from Venom, so I apologize for these issues in my broadcast. And I will hopefully now be able to hear from Venom. And we still cannot hear from Venom. a beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner from these teams, belting their hearts out at center ice for the camera. We appreciate you so much for that performance at the beginning of this showdown. And Venom, if you could just speak one more time, please. And one more time again. I apologize. This still is giving me trouble. I will be working on fixing this. If you would just give me 1 second. Now, I may have fixed it, I may have not, and I have not. So, I apologize for this issue with the broadcast. I seem to be having some technical difficulties as we are nearly set for this showdown, and I apologize to Venom mainly, as you have not been able to hear his voice yet on his first ever broadcast. So, a bit of a difficult start. And we are underway in game 1. I will still be working on this issue with the broadcast, but for now the puck has dropped and Savo starts it for the Los Angeles Lions. Now this team is last place, but they still have a lineup full of stars, and I can't wait to see them play. This is Yeti working his way back of the net, trying to set it out in front off the back of the goaltender, Alley Cat, and it pops out on the other side, and the teammates for the home team clean up the Caribou. Hello, Montpellier. Montpellier has joined us in the broadcast booth, although you still cannot hear him since I have some technical difficulties. But we are experiencing quite the amount of troubles. And it also seems as though these teams are on the wrong ends of the ice to start this game 1. I will accommodate the broadcast booth to reflect that, although it should be the other way around. I apologize for my lack of commentary here. We are experiencing technical difficulties. I am trying my best to get the show up and running for you. And there's a goal for the red team, Chino. Quick to put the Caribou back on top from a 0-0 tie, obviously, as we started this game. A nice backhander right in the slot, crossed the grain, and Alley Cat stood no chance as Chino was bearing right down the slot to give the Caribou a 1-0 lead. So the broadcast has now, the score bug rather, has now reflected the score of the game. And I apologize again as I am trying to sort the issues with the Discord capture. Here's another shot that just flutters wide of the net. And another backhander stopped. Rebound comes out in front. Chino doubles down. Puck popped right out into the slot. Chino on his forehand this time. Walks right around Alley Cat and buries it top corner. So Chino gives the Caribou a 2-0 lead early in this game. And it's sent back in front again. Randy this time a shot off the side of the net. Tries to wrap around, but he pushed the puck right off the side of the netting. All right. As you hear that quack, that was me testing the Discord audio. We have our audio back for the Discord, and I am very happy to be joined by none other than Venom in his PHL broadcast debut. Everybody give it up for Venom.
Thank you. Glad it was sorted.
And I apologize once again for those shortcomings. Venom, I'm so excited to have you here, and I would say what should we expect from these teams, but it's kind of too late to do that now as Chino's already doubled down and given the Caribou a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, he did. Say great shots. I like how to, but you can't save all of them. And first comes to an end. Caribou already up 2-0.
Absolutely. And sorry with the technical difficulties to start this broadcast, but we are set and straightened out, and we are ready for the second period, which will begin shortly. We've got about 5 more seconds till that puck drops. What did you like from these teams in that first period?
I really like the offensive explosion. Didn't give Lions a chance. Lions either. All around. Caribou solid to start the game.
Yeah, the Caribou have looked really fantastic out there. They've just been connecting with all their passes. Their shots are just finding the twine right when they need them to. The Lions really just, as they've struggled all season, they just continue to struggle in this first period. I'm not sure what it would take to turn this team around. Maybe just playing more games together and building that chemistry, but you'd hate to see this if you're part of the Lions faithful.
Yeah, I would hate this. But you know, it is first nation game. Still need some offensive protection from the Lions.
Shot dumped down the ice. Played aside by the backup goaltender. That is Bobby this time. He steps in for their typical starter, who is none other than, Hot Dog Flaps. And Hot Dog Flaps just earned a call-up to Division 2. He has been absolutely fantastic up there. As here's a breakaway chance for Rhubarb with a backhand shot that just glid along the ice and went wide of the net. And it's played all the way around to Mixter. Back at the line for Chino, who takes it out of the zone to regroup. Now, the Lions have been awarded the home ice advantage here although it was originally supposed to be the Caribou, and a one-timer from the back door, hog melt, turned aside by Alley Cat.
Yeah, great save there. Unexpected pass straight in front of the net. You know, as a goalie, that worries you, but good way to make that save. Good shooter.
Another shot stopped by Alley Cat. Alley Cat's had to come up big in this game despite being down 2-0 already. Alley Cat just standing on their head.
Yeah, he might be the anchor for this line. You need to get out there, motivate your men. You're making saves, motivate the men. When a goalie is making saves, you want to score for them, to back them up. Hopefully, the Lions will get some shots on net.
And it's played out to the line. Savo runs past Chino, has Cook and Sillywinker with him, plays it across. Sillywinker, shot stopped! Bobby came up big, point blank.
Oh yeah, first shot on goal for the Lions. Huge save from Bobby. Still in the zone. Hopefully they can go here, get their game going.
The Los Angeles Lions getting their first look. It was Chino who scored twice for the Caribou, and then the Lions came the other way, and it was, I believe it was Hogmelt. No, sorry, that was for the Caribou was Hogmelt. For the Lions, it was Sillywinker, I believe, who got that first good look at the net. And now they're trying to get another one here as Savo carries it up. Left circle. Trusco backdoor to Jumbo Joe, but the pass was just behind his stick.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Behind your teammate. Ooh.
Stretch pass. Rhubarb, one-timer wide. Rhubarb tries to feed it back in front, and Alley Cat stick that out of the zone. Chino collects at the line. Gets it back in deep. Cook will get there first for the Caribou, or rather for the Lions. And it's Cook all the way down for Sillywinker. Met by Chino, and Chino takes the puck. Dumps it off the glass, looking for Mixter. He gets there first and chips it off the glass in deep. Rhubarb chasing Cook for it, and Cook's going to win that race. Makes a really nice move around Rhubarb. Another nice move around Mixter. Carries it out to center, dumps it in deep, cross corner. Sillywinker's there. He's got Jumbo Joe going to the net. Sillywinker, and his shot was sticked aside by Mixter. It comes back out of the zone. Sillywinker creating a great opportunity there, and he just couldn't pull the trigger in time. Jumbo Joe now back of the net. In front, Savo scores!
Yeah, a great pass here from Jumbo Joe straight into Savo, who hits that. Goalie was not ready for that at all. Great team play there from Lions. Now they are back in the game.
An absolutely beautiful shot. A beautiful pass, beating the horn. And that was the end of period 2. The Lions on the board. They've had their fair share of goals this season. But they're really happy to get this one. Despite it being late in the second period, they're now within 1, and they're looking for another win this season.
Yeah, you know, despite coming late in the second, you know, it's a great momentum pusher for the third. Come out scoring at the end of the second. You're going to come out fired for the third. Hopefully, you can get one game tied up.
Now, we got some substitutions, or some players rejoining the game. It looks like Sonic is out, or it looks like Chino is out for Sonic. As you know, in Division 3, the roster lineup requires that each player that shows up to the game must play 1 period of play, just to make it all fair and fun in the name of development. So we get some substitutions. It is Office Lamp, Bobby, Hogmelt, and Chino coming out of the game for Randy, Hot Dog Flaps, Sonic, and Yeti. Rhubarb stepped out as well, and Mixter steps in, but he was already in, so he just gets a little extra playing time in Game 1. Randy chips it in deep to himself, cuts back, hands it off to Mixter, who was sticked aside by Savo. A great defensive play from the skilled defenseman. Savo was able to come up big again in that play. Sonic tries to send it in front. Cook, stick to the side. It's Jumbo Joe racing after it with Randy. Randy is going to lose that race. It's going to come back out to the line, and Sonic will get there first. Tries to spin it back in deep and does. Sabo will get to that puck first for the Lions. And he flips it all the way out. Jumbo Joe. And the Lions have a 3-on-0. Jumbo Joe down the slot. Forehand shot. Scores!
Great shot right over the left shoulder of the goalie. Joe, one-on-one. Can't miss this. Hits that, and now the Lions are tied up with 3 minutes left. 3:30, sorry, left to play. Great game.
A top corner wrister forehand on the breakaway. He makes no mistake, puts it top corner. And now the Lions have tied the game early in the third period. They're not done yet, though. Savo circling the zone. And it's Silly Winker trying to spin it back in front. Mixter pokes it to his own goal. Watch out! Jumbo Joe was crashing in the net. The puck was sitting on hot dog flaps. And he had to stick it aside before Jumbo Joe could create any danger there.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that great stick from Silly Winker to keep it in the offensive zone. Unfortunately, nothing out of it. That was a great play.
Both of these teams have been great defensively and big offensively when they need them to be. Silly Winker could have had a chance there, but the puck eluded him, and Mixter dumps it in deep and avoids the hit from Savo. Savo has been known to throw his body around in pickup games, and he's continuing that theme in these Division 3 games, these Prospect Division games. Halfway through the third period, 2.5 remaining, and we're knotted up at 2, thanks to goals from Chino. And here comes Sonic, standing up in the zone, slides it towards the net, and Alley Cat sticks it aside again. Another shot from the blue line. Sonic now tries to poke it in front. Randy couldn't get to the puck as Savo was crashing into him. And he sticked it aside and got it deep.
I really like the way these players are using their body, you know, hit other people, block some passes. It's that grit that you like to see your team play with. I like to see people play with as well.
Absolutely. It's been a physical game so far. These teams haven't been afraid to, as I said, throw their body around. As here's another chance. Randy out in front. Yeti tried to go back to Randy into the defender's stick. The rebound was shoveled high and wide. Jumbo Joe off the head of Randy trying to clear it. It pops perfectly out to Silly Winker, who tries to go back to Jumbo Joe. Picked off by Sonic. Too hot to handle, and Savo clears it down to Cook. End-to-end action. This is absolutely cinematic. Randy now with Sonic breaking free. Ahead to Sonic on the right circle. Sonic, a shot wide of the net.
Pressure's on here. A minute left. You're defending the puck. Cannot allow a score here. Puck out of your... Oh, and here we go. Here we go.
Absolutely. Both these teams have been very anxious in this final minute. You do not want to give up anything now, especially if you're the Lions. They haven't gotten enough wins in this season to really have an impact in the standings. They're looking to change that today. If they win this, they could go on a run. And they've looked absolutely fantastic today. Probably the best they've looked all season. I can't wait to see how this game continues. As here's Jumbo Joe in front. Backdoor! Silly Winker had a wide open net, but he couldn't time his shot. Now it's a long stretch pass the other way. Randy breaking free. Alley Cat came out to challenge. And Randy poked it back in deep off the head fake. Sonic tries to spin it backdoor, picked off by Jumbo Joe. Silly Winker breaking up the ice, but the pass couldn't connect.
Yeah, just too far for Silly Winker to get to time.
Pass out in front, sent down the ice. Randy has a break if he hurries, but Alley Cat's going to come out to play this one. And he dumps it down the ice across. It's going to be Cook getting there first. Yeti on him. He tries to send it across above the head of Silly Winker. And that will do it for regulation.
Yeah, that was a great period. Lions looked a lot better in that one. Thinking about that first intermission, that locker room, whatever they said, it's working. They came out, scored 2 goals, and now they're looking solid all around. Excited for overtime.
Puck is dropped for the first overtime. Hopefully it is the only time for the sake of time management, so we don't delay this game too late, as it is a 10 p.m. start time. And I know a lot of you fans at home have a bed to get into and sleep to get tonight. But for the sake of entertainment, let's hope there's many. Here's Sonic. And as we see, Chino steps back onto the ice. He was an absolute star, and he scored both goals for the Caribou as he backhands one high and wide. Chino gets back on the ice after the substitutions played their allotted 1 period of play per game day. At center ice, Chino picks it off. Sonic going to the net. Chino steps around one man. Sonic in front! He scores! Sonic wins it in overtime for the Caribou!
Wow, what a pass. Tape-to-tape pass and a great finish from Sonic gives the Caribou the win. Unlucky for the Lions. They were playing really good at the end of that game there.
The Lions get a hard-fought point in this game, but do not come away with the win. And the Caribou, one of the top teams in this division, has proven to be too much for the Lions to handle in Game 1.
Yeah, gotta give it. Chino, definitely the best player in the game, in my opinion. You know, got 2 goals and an assist.
As you said, Chino, 3 points in that showing. Both goals in the first period, and then he assisted on the overtime winner. So I would like to highlight Chino, as he is still on the ice out there.
Yeah, and despite them losing this game, they looked really good. Hopefully they can come back, win this next one. They need these points for their season.
So as we send this over to our secondary cam, around the flying around the rink, we can see some of these warm-up routines from these players. Most notably, Chino, who scored 2 goals, had 3 points in Game 1, is content to just keep his handles warm. You know, he looked absolutely brilliant with those handles in Game 1, able to step around so many defenders. He's such a skilled player, and he's recently getting playing time in Division 2, so that is great to hear for somebody so talented. He's playing for the number 2 seed Vancouver Frost Giants now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how well he does up there. I mean, he's doing pretty well down here in D3. So hopefully he comes up into D2 and he shines.
Yeah, absolutely. Chino is somebody I always enjoyed playing with. He's such a fun guy to have in the locker room no matter what team he's on. And I think he's definitely having an impact here in this Hobart Bay Caribou locker room, as he's able to almost single-handedly win them the game, I would say. But we can't forget the performance that Bobby put on in relief for Hot Dog Flaps, who has also been called up to D2. Bobby has just been absolutely fantastic in Game 1. Although, despite giving up 2 goals, he came up big multiple times to stop the Lions from winning that one. So, hats off to Bobby for that.
Yeah, one could say that was a really good goalie battle. You know, unfortunate for Alley Cat. He played well. Just some shots go in and nothing you can do about it. I know he's thinking about it. I don't think he should hold on to it. He played a great game.
Now, both teams have asked for a small break in between periods, as they have some personal matters to attend to temporarily. But we should be getting underway relatively soon. The second puck drop was scheduled for 10:30, but we are a little bit past that now. So yeah, the Lions were able to tie that game late, and it was 2 great shots just right out in front. I wonder how they're going to take that into the second game and try and push for offense early in the second. How do you think the Lions will respond to that Game 1 loss?
I hope they come out, you know, fired up. They need this game. I want them to act like they need this game, play like it's the Stanley Cup. You know, a little dramatic, but they definitely should come out with that type of energy.
Yeah, the mentality is the most important part of this oftentimes. Even for the players that play in the higher divisions, I know Chino and, as I said, Hot Dog Flaps and Chino both are Division 2 players. for players that play in divisions higher than the one they're currently in, it is oftentimes tough to get into that mental space of just really getting zoned in and playing well when you may or may not subconsciously feel that the division may be below your skill level, even if that's a bit cocky to say. I know some players have felt like that and haven't been able to really get into the groove of the game, rather whether or not it is below their skill level. Even for me, I play in both Division 1 and Division 2, and my Division 2 games, sometimes I just subconsciously don't really get a proper warm-up before the game because I just feel like it's going to be easier than the game that I played before. But it is oftentimes more challenging since the teams in Division 2 are just so defensively strong. They're so hard to get pucks past. And I just can't wait to see the second game as both teams are really defensively strong in Game 1.
Oh, yeah. Caribou played a great game. Solid all around. So did the Lions, though. So, despite the standing difference between the two, their skill level is really good. I think what it came down to was just the fundamentals. Caribou giving up less passes, more passes were completed, all that stuff. Just the tiny little things that matter. I think that was what made the difference in Game 1.
Absolutely. Each play is so important to these teams. You want to get as many points as you can. The season's pretty long, though. I believe we're in week 6 now of this season. There are only 9 weeks before the playoffs. The playoffs will begin in late June and early July, so we have about a month to go for there. But both teams are nearing ready to play for Game 2 of this 2-game matchup. Game 1 ended in a 3-2 victory for the Hobart Bay Caribou. It was Chino scoring the first 2 goals for the Caribou, quickly answered in the third period by the Lions, and then Chino fed it out. Chino was able to feed it right out in front, and it was redirected home beautifully by Sonic. And now, notably, Sonic is on the bench. The Lions do not have a full lineup out there, and the Hobart Bay Caribou additionally have not entirely decided on who they will start in this game too.
Yeah, it's not a great look from the Lions, only having 3 people out here warming up. Coming off a loss, you need to keep your body and your skills at that game-ready level. So I'm not sure what the game plan here is with having only 3 warm-ups, as we have at Zero join the ice.
Yeah, Zero jumping onto the ice. We didn't see much of him in Game 1. As I mentioned, the Division 3 rules, the prospect division states that each player that shows up for your team has to play 1 period of play each game day. So now Zero will get his period of play. Alley Cat remains in goal. The captain Office Lamp at right wing, Savo at center, and Cook remains at right defense. Teams are about set. Just need 1 more vote. And we are underway in Game 2. Again, it is Chino starting it out. In his own zone, he sends it up the right wall to Mixter. Mixter now stick handling over the PHL logo. Mixter a long shot. Stick down by Alley Cat. The shot was going high and wide, but Alley Cat reached into the heavens and flagged the puck down 4-0.
Yeah, you always love that chance as a goalie just to get that stick on the puck.
Oh, look out. Chino overskated it. Savo in front, a shot stopped. Office Lamp, his shot was redirected by Hogmelt. Sorry, Venom, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
All good, man. That was a great chance for the Lions. Unfortunate they couldn't pull through and get that shot for that score.
I know the Lions would have loved to have that one early, get on the board quick, and make the other team defend. Alley Cat, it was redirected in front, and Alley Cat came up big yet again. Is this Chino now for the Caribou? On the right circle, cuts to the backhand in the slot, and Cook took it off his stick and sent it over to Savo. Savo on the left wall. having trouble with it, but Office Lamp comes in to help out and pushes Hogmelt away from him. Zero, unsurprisingly, number 0, gets it out to center. And it's turned over, Cook, but he plays it over to Chino on accident, and Chino will take it into the offensive zone. Across, Rhubarb, just in front of his stick, and now he leaves it for Hogmelt, but Hogmelt left it for him, and Savo's the one that's going to get it.
Yeah, stretch pass just outside the reach, and now it leads to a line coming up to the zone.
A dangerous miscommunication. Savo took that all the way for a shot, but the shot went wide of the goal. And now it's played down the ice. The Lions captain, Office Lamp, sends it down the ice to Savo, one of their star players. And now Chino flips it up and out, looking for Rhubarb. Finds him! Rhubarb, breakaway! Stopped!
Wow, what a save from Alley Cat. One-on-one with a player gets your nerves firing up. What a great way to make that save. Keep this game tied up.
Alley Cat has had to stay so strong and stay big in between those pipes for the Lions in order for them to try and do anything offensively here. You need your goaltender behind you if you want to build momentum. So many times you see a game where a player, they're creating offense, they're getting stopped, and then the other team comes the other way and scores on one shot, and it just kind of feels hopeless to keep trying that offense. It's really difficult to keep that momentum and keep it going. But the Lions have had Alley Cat behind them this whole time. Now it's Chino ahead to Rhubarb, who dumps it cross corner on the backhand. Office Lamp all the way out. Chino back in his own zone to collect it. He will cycle with Mixter. Mixter fanned on the initial pass, but no worries. He collects it and sends it deep. Cut off by Office Lamp, sends it back in deep. Mixter couldn't reach for the puck. Cook is going to get there first behind the offensive net. Cook looked like he was trying to pick it up for a lacrosse move. But both defenders crashed on him quickly, and he couldn't even get it off the ice.
Yeah, not sure if he was going for the Michigan or a quick little wraparound pass. But a great attempt, nevertheless.
Play in front, Cook shoves the offensive player off the puck, and Chino will have to recollect. It's been all Chino in the defensive end so far. Chino's just been absolutely brilliant in these first 2 games. As we reach the final minute to play in the first period, it's dumped all the way out. Savo will get there first with Chino defending. Savo shoots, stopped by Bobby. Savo, his shot was partially blocked by Chino as Chino tries to leave it for a Mixer. Oh, look out! Hits a funny hop in the corner. Cook in front. On the goal line off the post. It's clear.
Wow, that was a close one. An unfortunate bounce off the boards from Chino leads to the puck an inch away from crossing the goal line. Unfortunate, and line couldn't be there to secure it.
This is absolutely mayhem. It shows how tight these games can be. These are games of inches. The puck just hits the wrong angle off the stanchion, pops right out to Cook, who tries to fire it on goal. It was accidentally fired towards their own goal by the Caribou. Oh, a backdoor score! Hogmelt from Rhubarb!
Great pass across the crease by Rhubarb, finds the stick of Hogmelt and just gets it by the goalie. Caribou up 1 with less than 10 seconds to play in the first.
So Hobart goes up 1-0. The away team here. As we look at who scored that goal, it is Hogmelt himself on the backdoor feed from Rhubarb, and Chino gets another point on the secondary assist. That is just absolutely brilliant playmaking from Rhubarb to see Hogmelt park back door, and that pass just went straight tape to tape.
Yeah, that was a fantastic pass. Perfect, even if you want to say that. That was a great play all around by the Caribou.
As we take a look at the shots, or I apologize, these are the incorrect shot totals. I will be working on that momentarily. But a shot from Cook is sticked aside by Yeti. And he carries it out. Long shot, stick to side by Alley Cat. The Lions need Alley Cat to remain strong. Despite giving up that goal, Alley Cat could really do nothing about it on that backdoor feed with a wide open net. Put in front, wide open net! And Zero just put it in his own net. Oh no!
No, not an own goal. So unfortunate. Randy puts it in front of the net, and Zero's stick was there. Unfortunate.
Alley Cat was wandering straight out of the crease. And an unfortunate play. Randy poked it out in front. Zero put it right out into his own goal. It is a goal for Randy. The assist from Yeti. But it is an unfortunate bounce if you're Alley Cat there. You can't lose confidence coming out of the net there despite the unfortunate turn of events. You got to just trust your skill and keep coming out of the net to play the puck. Now it's dumped all the way out. As I was saying, Alley Cat comes out to play it and strongly sends it up the wall and all the way down.
Chino playing great defensively. As we saw in the first game, he's had more of a offensive role, as you know, 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. In game 2, it seems they have him on more of a defensive stance, probably to secure the series sweep.
And Chino has been such a strong two-way player for this team the whole season. I don't doubt that he can do an absolute great job on defense as that puck pops out in the air. And the defender the offense player tried to jump over the goaltender to retrieve that puck and ended up falling flat on his face behind the net. Now it's played all the way down. Office Lamp, the captain, for the Lions. He will recollect and he will send it down. Zero now on the left side, sends it in front. And it's stick to side by Yeti. Cleared out to Randy. Chino might get there first, but Randy and Chino cannot beat Savo. It is Cook now for the Lions. Down by 2. Cook sidesteps Sonic. Cook a long shot. That went wide of the goal. And Zero's going to chase after it. Leave it for Office Lamp, who flattens Yeti and gets it in deep. Chino now up the wall. Cut down by Cook, but through his stick. Randy leaves it for Sonic. And heads up play by Cook. Backhands it back to his own legs. And gets it back in deep for the Lions.
More than halfway through this game, 2 minutes left in the second. Need some more offense from the Lions. You know, it's really rough. You know, Caribou have a great defensive line. Lions need some offensive production here.
And as you mentioned, Savo had a chance to turn and shoot that puck and carry it down the ice. But he just wasn't able to as he overskated it. Now it's Zero. Pressuring Randy. Savo now. Pushing it around, and Zero will get there first. All the way down the ice. Through Chino. Cook gets there first. And Chino backchecks beautifully and breaks it up from behind.
Wow, what a turn of events. You know, great pass. Gets right by Chino into the stick of Cook, but it's mishandled and gives Chino the opportunity to take that puck away and prevent some disaster.
Office Lamp, cross corner, Cook. And it's taken away by Chino again. A strong defensive stick in this outing. Was really, as you mentioned, had more of that offensive touch in the first game. What a play by Sonic, chipping it around the defender. Cuts into the zone, cuts around Zero. Savo defended that beautifully and forced him to take a shot wide of the goal. Alley Cat stuck the stick out and sent it the length of the ice. Cut down by Cook. Bats it out of the air. Hot Dog Flaps comes out to play it. Cook. It's still in the zone for the Lions, and Sonic will take over and send it deep.
Yeah, I don't think Sonic was out there for first period, if I'm correct. Came in the second. Great shift so far on offense and defense. As you just saw, he saved them when his own goalie, a little bit of a wanderer.
So big defensive mishaps, or big goaltending mishaps coming out to play the puck on both ends. but only one team was able to capitalize on it, and that being the Hobart Bay Caribou. As we reach the end of the second period, it is a 2-0 Hobart lead.
Yeah, looking like a shutout for Caribou. Great defense. These Lions, they're going through it. Hopefully this locker room, second intermission, coach can get them fired up, captain can get them fired up.
As you mentioned, there will be changes on the ice for these teams. And one of them, the goaltender, Hot Dog Flaps, is out for Bobby. And now this isn't benching for a lack of performance or anything like that. As I mentioned before, it is stated in the Prospect Division rule book that each player that shows up for a game day is required to play one period in that game for the sake of development and inclusivity. So the starters are not favored in any way, and everybody that gets drafted into the Prospect Division is able to grow as a prospect.
Yeah, if I'm the Lions, I'm a little more excited here. Bobby played game 1, let in 2 goals.
Wide open net score! Rhubarb!
Initial shot from Hogmelt rebounded straight into the stick of Rhubarb. Another unfortunate bounce for Alley Cat. Got a feel for him.
Hogmelt and Rhubarb have been absolutely brilliant in this game for the Caribou. It's not just been Chino, as we were originally mentioning. Hogmelt and Rhubarb have been connecting like McDavid and Draisaitl out there. Just absolutely finding each other no matter where they are on the ice. Look out, here come the Lions. It's Jumbo Joe. Backdoor! Score! Savo!
What a tip in from Savo. Jumbo Joe bringing it down the ice. Believe I don't know if he was going for the pass here, but it was tipped by Bobby, the goalie, straight into Savo's stick, and an easy tip in to get them within 2 with 3 minutes left. 3:40.
3:40 in the third. They've been known to mount third period comebacks to force overtime before, as we saw in game 1. Savo was able to brilliantly keep his stick out to the side there and wait for that pass to get to him. It ultimately didn't get to him, but the goaltender sticked it right onto his stick, and he had a wide open net to bury it, and he made no mistake.
Yeah, and as I kind of mentioned, the Bobby coming in, played game 1, let in 2 goals. The Lions are capitalizing, Hot Dog Flaps had great 2 periods. Unfortunate for Bobby that he let one in.
In front, Savo! Oh, it almost happened again. Bobby deflected the pass from behind the net, and this time it was away from the stick of Savo. And now it's Rhubarb back the other way. With Hogmelt on his left, he shoots it over the net.
Yeah, almost a little deja vu there with the puck bouncing off Bobby's stick. Luckily, as you mentioned, Savo could not be there to capitalize. That was a close one.
Yeah, long shot just fluttering towards the pads, almost went in, but Alley Cat made no mistake and stood their ground to keep that puck out of the net. Sorry, what were you saying, Venom?
Just, how the almost fourth goal, or sorry, not the fourth goal, the second goal for the Lions looked very similar to the first. Just a lucky bounce on the first goal and another lucky bounce there for the Caribou that time.
Hogmelt breaks free, and it's stick aside by Alley Cat with Sonic Park backdoor. Yeah, you mentioned sometimes it's just not your day, and these Lions have been struggling offensively recently. Look out, a turnover. Savo had another open net, and this time he shot it high and wide. It wasn't entirely open, but there was some daylight there as Bobby misplayed it, or one of the defenders misplayed it, rather, sorry. No disrespect to Bobby. He is a great goaltender and has only given up 3 goals in these 2 games so far.
Yeah, Savo came out into this third. He knows his team needs this, and he is playing phenomenal here.
Absolutely. Savo has really, really stepped up when they need him, trying to make his case for becoming a Division II player, and a long shot off the crossbar.
Wow, that was a close one. Goalie's best friend right there. I'm sure Alley Cat is loving that.
Cook weaving and wobbing through the players. He makes his way into the offensive zone, and it's turned over. This is Mixter with Sillywinker defending, and Sillywinker breaks it up beautifully off Mixter's stick. Sends it out. Sonic clears it back the other way, and we have 45 seconds to play in the first period.
Third period.
I apologize.
Um,
The third period.
all good. 40 seconds left. Time is dwindling down for the Lions. They need something, and they need it now.
The Lions really just have to create anything they can. You got to leave people open in the backfield. You just got to get up the ice and hope the puck comes to you. And it's not going to happen because Rhubarb scores!
Another great pass again from, I believe it's Hogmelt again, to Rhubarb. Rhubarb playing really good. Another tape-to-tape pass. Just great game overall for the Caribou. That should seal the deal here with 20 seconds left.
What a game for Rhubarb and Hogmelt. Absolutely diming each other up for these brilliant passes. As we near 10 seconds to go in this game, that should about do it. Sonic's not done, but Jumbo Joe says he is. And Rhubarb's not done either. Shot off the post. Sonic up in net. He missed.
Wow, what an ending to this game as the Caribou come out on top. 2 shots close there for the Caribou. Almost had some little stat padding at the end there. Just a great game. I'm sure Rhubarb, Hogmelt, they're going to come into his locker room. They're going to be fired up.
Yeah, what a game for the Hobart Bay Caribou. Able to pick up a big 5 points in this showing. Huge for the standings implications as they look to clinch a playoff spot rather soon. Sooner than later, as you would hope. It looks like players are just going to hop on the ice and get some after-game warm-up going. But Sorry, go ahead.
If I may highlight some players, Hobart Bay Caribou. I really like the way, obviously, Chino in Game 1, huge offensive explosion. Game 2 played a really solid defensive role. We had Rhubarb, obviously, as we saw, 2 goals in that game, and also an assist to his teammate Hogmelt, who assisted him twice and got a goal off a Rhubarb pass. Great line right there. And then if we bring it back down to Los Angeles Lions, obviously the team captain came in Game 2, played great offensively. Unfortunate, 4 goals came in. Savo also looked really good. He played with the grit that the Lions needed all game. And unfortunate for Alley Cat, he played great both games. It's sad to see a goalie play so great. And just unfortunate after unfortunate disaster.
Yeah, it was a great showing for the Prospect Division. On this, I believe it is a Thursday night. We thank you for joining us in the PHL and the Puck Hockey League Twitch channel. I'm Jack. I'm joined by Venom. Venom making his debut. Give it up for Venom once again.
Thank you. Great 2 games played. I'm excited. Thank you for being my first partner.
Yeah, it was my pleasure to be here and broadcast this game for the crowd. We hope to see you join us again sometime, and we hope Venom gets some looks on the broadcast again. For the Puck Hockey League on the PHL, I'm Jack with Venom. We had the Hobart Bay Caribou and the Los Angeles Lions. The Caribou winning in overtime in Game 1, 2 goals and an assist from Chino, and then Chino played defensively in Game 2. But Rhubarb and Hogmelt stepped up and played an absolute dynamic duo of a game to secure the regulation win and a 4-1 victory in Game 2 for the Caribou. Five points for the Caribou, 1 point for the Lions.
Great series for the Caribou. Lions made some points there. They did come out with 1 point. Not sure how much that'll happen late in the season. Caribou, though, looking really good.
The Caribou are turning this season around. They were nearing the bottom of the standings to start the season, the inaugural season of the PHL. But they have quickly turned that around. They are just absolutely storming through teams now, and they're trying to climb their way up to the top of the standings. So for Jack and Venom and the PHL on the Puck Hockey League Twitch channel, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night from the Puck Hockey League.
Good night, everyone.